How's it going, Changemaker friends, fam, community? This is Luis Perales, CEO of Changemaker High School, coming at you with another Changemaker Chat. On this edition of Changemaker Chat, we're going to be talking about the rise of entrepreneurship and how the ed space should play a role. Well, let's get after it. When we think of entrepreneurship, we think about business majors. We think about individuals who are working at companies. We think about making a profit. Well, what role does the ed space have in any of this? If we really think about things critically, we need to understand that the entrepreneurship space can be much more than what we currently think it is. But before we go there, let's look at a little bit of statistic. If we look at entrepreneurs worldwide, we're looking at roughly 400 million people. 25 million of those individuals are in the US. Now, did you know that 60% of small businesses are started by individuals who are between the ages of 40 and 60? That means that young people are holding off. But we're seeing that number change. We're seeing young people step up to the plate and do things a little different. Now, why? Why are young people stepping into the entrepreneurship space more now than ever before? Well, one of the main factors is that we are currently facing $1.4 trillion in student debt in the United States alone. That means that young people are being more cautious when it comes to engaging into the higher ed space. It doesn't mean that they're not pursuing higher ed. It just means that they're also pursuing other avenues to be able to either pay for school or to get some experience before heading into school. The entrepreneurship ranks is a perfect space for them to do so. We also see that young people are critical when it comes to what problems are being solved by the current business sector. Young people are pushing forward an ethic where we're not just looking at the bottom line, which is the dollar, but we're also looking at a bottom line that includes helping the environment or having a social impact. They're changing the way we look at things and they're changing the way we do business. And this is critical for our movement forward. So where does the ed space lie in all this? We first have to look at where the ed space has been before we can look at where the ed space needs to go. And traditionally, the education space has utilized a system of banking education to get students to achieve and to move them through the ed process. What we see with the banking system of education is that it relies heavily on rote memorization and on standardized testing, which means that young people are being tested in a snapshot, and that is the measure of their worth. We think that that's not always the smartest move. Young people who are entrepreneurial, innovative, and creative sometimes don't thrive in that type of environment. So the ed space needs to adjust. The market is changing, young people are changing, and the possibilities that we now have in the ed space are also changing. So what could we do? Well, here at Changemaker High School, we're pushing forward problem-posing education, where we're proposing problems to young people and having them look at those problems from all these different angles and perspectives. Why? Because that's the way the real world works. When young people do this, they actually have the capacity to think critically and to engage in ways that they have yet to be able to engage in. Why? Because the educator is no longer the only expert in the room. Young people are now taking a role as experts in their own right, based on their experience, based on their skill set, and based on the research that they need to conduct. Additionally, when we provide this opportunity for young people, we see that they're more willing and capable to engage in things like youth ventures. These youth ventures help young people to take on issues out in the community in a way that actually helps them remove their fear and also have an impact in a direct manner in the world today. On top of that, we are seeing that if you combine the social sector with an entrepreneurial mindset, you're able to engage in what they call social entrepreneurship. Through social entrepreneurship, this is where young people are able to engage in social problems in a high way and be able to get them to see the world in a very, very different manner. And that's exactly what we want. We don't want them just learning through a textbook. We don't want them actually interpreting information just through what the educator thinks. We want them to have hands-on experience because in doing so, they're not only building their skill set, they're also building their resume. And who doesn't want a young person who has experience and the smarts that it takes to solve everyday problems and the problems of tomorrow? So what do we do here in the ed space? We have to build a space where it's safe to be creative and it's safe to fail forward. Entrepreneurs are failing forward all the time. They're trying new things, and when it doesn't work, they take another approach and they keep going after the problem. They don't just retreat and they don't just sit back and wait for others to do the work for them. They actually are thinking critically. This is so important, and this is exactly what we encourage not only students to do here, but students should be doing this in any classroom where they step foot. So, again, ladies and gents, if you think that there's a young person out there who could benefit from this form of education, we encourage you to reach out and connect with us. To schedule a tour and find out more about us, please go to our website, www.changemakerhighschool.org/intent-to-enroll, and we can set up a tour now. If you'd like to talk to us over the phone, please call us at 520-615-2200, and we'd love to connect with you and talk to you about becoming part of the Changemaker family. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for following along. Everybody who has been following our message on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and all the other platforms that we've been using, thank you so much for engaging with us and for helping us to make this dream a reality. Again, we're not interested in being the best school in the world. We're more interested in being the best school for the world. And we know that you want that for your young person as well. Well, folks, thank you so much. This has been this Changemaker Chat. We'll be in touch soon. Thank you, and bye-bye.